What's up, people? Welcome back to the Guardian File. Make sure you hit that like and sub button. Now, the job of a correctional officer, prison guard, jail guard, whatever you want to call it, there's nothing hard about it. It's more mental than physical. For the most part, it can be extremely easy. But it can also be extremely dangerous, which I would think would be obvious to most people. When it's good, it's good. A quiet, boring day is a good day. But when it goes bad, it can be real bad. Life-threatening even. And see, when those times come, yes, we have access to, well, some people have access to batons, gas. I think some county jails even have tasers. But the one consistent thing that each institution, whether it's prison or jail, the one consistent thing that we all have to rely on or should be able to rely on is our fellow officers, our co-workers. We should always be comfortable enough to believe that if something jumps off, at least one of them will be there to back us up. It's not always like that. In this video, I'm going to show you a clip, whereas it looks kind of fishy. Almost look like the guard, the officer, might have had something to do with the officers being attacked. This incident takes place at Rikers Island. Luckily, I have never worked in a jail or prison that's as violent as Rikers Island, and hopefully I'll never have to. I wouldn't trade places with them regardless of how much money they got paid. So let's check this video clip out of the Rikers Island officers being attacked by multiple inmates. And let's watch what that third officer actually does. Again, make sure you hit that like and sub button. Let's get into it. Okay, let's view it one more time so you can decide whether you would have handled it the same way or if there's anything different that you would have done. And there it is. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comment section. Do you believe that every officer in this video handled things the right way? If not, what would have you done different? Again, let me know in the comment section. I'm going to give you my thoughts. Now, to start things off, one thing as a correctional officer, prison guard, jailer guard, whatever you want to call it, one thing that you have to expect that you're going to have to deal with at least a few times in your career is violence. Hopefully anyone that's an officer, hopefully you'll be lucky enough to not have to experience or even witness it. But I doubt if that's even possible. So with knowing that, You should be ready at all times to, I guess you could call it, get your hands dirty. You can't be timid. You can have fear. That's natural. But you have to be willing and ready to go at any time. Now, one thing I noticed is these gentlemen, looking at how they're wearing their pants, most likely are Muslim. And you have a group of inmates that has two officers, it looks like has two officers backed into a corner. Now, with seeing this, you can't hear anything, but with seeing this, you would imagine that most likely this might have been a somewhat heated confrontation. So I'm pretty sure the gentlemen who had their backs to the wall were mentally prepared because they looked like they held their own pretty good. There's only so much you could do when you're outnumbered 6 or 7 to 2. Even though it's 3 officers, it was really just 2 of them. Now that third officer, the female. Now, there's a lot of females that are able to work as corrections officers and do a damn good job at it. And they'll have your back just like the dudes will. But physically, there's only so much that a woman can do with a man. So I'm not going to say that they shouldn't be placed in the same areas that men work, but you can't pull the card that you're a woman and you can't put your hands on a man or you can't fight a man. Once you sign up for that job, none of that matters. Because a lot of these dudes grew up watching women get hands put on them by men, and they've grown up putting hands on women just like they witnessed as kids. So you being a female is not going to prevent them from physically handling you just like you were a male. Flat out, they'll punch you in the face just like if you was another man. Stab you just like if you were another man. So once you put that uniform on, you being a female doesn't matter. Now, I'm watching this female correctional officer, and one thing I noticed is that she didn't even drop her bottle of water. And when it jumped off, she looked like she didn't want any part of it. Understandable, to an extent. Yeah, she made sure she sprayed the gas, but didn't physically try to intervene whatsoever. So when I watch this, or if we go back and if I'm involved in something like this, and we go back and review the camera after everything has calmed down, I'm going to have a major issue with this female officer. Because one thing, the simple fact that she holds on to that bottle, which means she didn't even feel the need to have both hands free, or at least one hand free, while the other hand was holding the gas. She didn't feel like it was urgent enough to drop that bottle, which would mean to me that she really didn't want to help you. And she runs away right along with the inmates, not even showing any physical concern towards her fellow officer, or standing by him to make sure that those inmates don't come back and try to finish the job. So she sprayed the gas and didn't want any part of it. I get that. I get that for a person that sees that and views that way, that a person that doesn't work in that environment. When you spray that gas, it doesn't just affect the inmate. It's going to affect your fellow officer that was in that area that you sprayed. And so since you didn't get the bulk of the spray, you should be right there physically checking on him, make sure he's all right. This whole video, there's no sense of urgency. Doesn't even look like she using her verbal tools to de-escalate the situation. To be honest with you, maybe I'm paranoid because I've seen a lot of things working in these 20 plus years in corrections. There's been many times that officers will set you up, or at least know that something is going to go down. And they may not like you. They may want to see you get hurt. So they'll do the same exact thing that this woman did. Or it could be that she was just that scared, which is understandable. We're all human. But once you get in an incident like this and realize that that's all you're going to do out of fear, then you need to go ahead and resign at that moment, or at least the next day. Because if this is the best that you're going to bring to an incident like this, the job ain't for you. And the job isn't for everybody. If you're a female and you want to work in a male's institution, you may have to get physical. There's no room for being intimidated. If anything, a female working in a male's institution needs to be a lot more stern than a man is. Needs to be willing to go just like a man would, especially in a place like Rikers Island, because it's filled with violence. I'm pretty sure that this is a common occurrence at that jail or institution, which also makes this situation seem a little bit fishy. I wouldn't trust this woman for nothing. I wouldn't want to work with her. I would try to make sure they keep her as far away from me as possible, because she's more of a liability than an asset. That's my opinion. Again, let me know your opinion in the comment section. Make sure you hit that like and sub button. If you found the video entertaining or informative, share it. Thanks for watching. Guardian File. Till next time, I'm out.